7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Okay, I know I'm going all kumbaya on you right now because I have coconut oil in my hair and I'm doing yoga and stretches in the backyard at sunset in California. It's only because I have the house to myself for once. Nick's grandmother is here, but that's pretty much it. Everyone else is at work, so I'm taking advantage. Check out all the peas and all the corn that we're growing. Can't wait to eat that. Although I think we calculated this a bit wrong. I think it's gonna be ripe by the time that we're in Sweden. Stupid Nick and Caroline. Don't mind all the weeds in the backyard. We were supposed to pull these out, but then we decided to have an Easter party in the last second, and we were gonna have an Easter egg hunt for all the kids, but no kids were able to make it. Everyone had to cancel in the last second, unfortunately, because people got sick and all this stuff happened. So now we're just stuck with all these weeds, and they're making us sneeze like crazy. Be nice. You two have been fighting for days. The cats love it out here in the summer. This is the best time of the day, huh? Yes. You gonna sit next to me while I talk, Snickers? Okay. Cool. Okay. I think I'm just gonna start talking because I have a lot on my mind. So does Nick, and I think that vlogging is a good way to get it out. So this year is actually going to be very, very busy for us. We have a ton of places to visit and a lot of decisions to make. We've decided that this year is going to be the year where we decide where we're going to settle down, at least for the next few years, because California is just too expensive. We can't stay here as much as we want to. And so a lot of our friends know that we've been going back and forth between, oh, we're going to move to Lake Tahoe, we're going to move to Salt Lake City, we're going to move to Sweden, we're going to do this and that. But it's hard to make up your mind when you haven't been to those places, and all you can go off of is, you know, internet research. Of course, we've been to Sweden, but that's a different story. And I'm just hoping that my stomach, my IBD issues are going to be under control with the new medication, so that we actually can go to these places and visit and make a decision based off of that. We also have a lot of fun things happening, like a lot of camping trips, things with our friends, because we know that we're not going to live here forever. So we're trying to plan as many fun things as possible with them, because who knows how many more summers we have left in California. We want to make the most of it because it's a beautiful place to live, and we're going to miss it when we're gone. So I figured I should tell you guys what our options are that we've narrowed it down to, because I want to keep our friends in the loop about what we're gonna do, because we've had some friends who had to like leave California or leave San Jose or the area surrounding San Jose in the last second, and they didn't even really have time to say goodbye or give us a warning. So they were just like, oh, by the way, I live here now. Oh, okay. Well, bye. It's nice knowing you. That sucks. So Sweden is obviously an option, but it's a very, very big move. We just don't have the money or the energy for that right now, or the interest in moving to Sweden at the moment. And so our first option is Austin, Texas, which I think would be super cool. I mean, when I first came here, I kind of thought that Texas is just cowboys. You know, I thought of Texas as like one big ranch with, you know, cows and horses. But I realized that it's, you know, they have their cities too, and they have a lot of fun cultures and a lot of things to do that we can't really do in California. So I think that would be a really cool culture exchange. Especially Austin, I think, is a good in-between between Texas and California, where we would probably like it. And of course, Nick loves the barbecue food. He's the barbecue master, and so he's gonna go there. And this summer actually, to visit our good friend Rob. Hi Rob, I bet you're watching. And he's going to visit him for about a week just to get like a little tour of the city. And I was gonna go with him, but we felt like financially it just didn't make sense. Like it's just really expensive if we're gonna go all these places and visit. Like I trust his judgment. I trust that Nick knows what I like and I don't like. So if he comes back from Austin feeling like, ugh, Caroline wouldn't really love living here, I know he would tell me. He would be honest. But yeah, he's gonna go on this little guys trip and eat really, really good barbecue food, I'm sure, because you know Texas is the barbecue mecca. And he's hopefully not just gonna go to restaurants and bars. He's gonna go to actually see. He's actually gonna go and see neighborhoods and things to do and places to see, so that we know if we actually would like to live there and not just party there. Our second option is actually Florida, which is surprising to me because I never ever in a million years thought that I would ever be living in Florida. Like that to me was like this tropical paradise that's probably super expensive, right? Like I could never afford that. But then I was told about a year ago by someone that it's actually quite cheap there. I don't know if it's because maybe because of all the risk that you take to live there, like with the hurricanes and the sinkholes and the, you know, getting eaten by an alligator, you know, things like that. I don't know if that's why it's cheap, but I think it would be wonderful to live. Like there's a part of me that really is intrigued by that, the fact that there are so many tropical animals and the trees and the, you know, all that stuff. Like I just think it's really cool. I think that that would be an interesting place to live, at least for a few years, maybe like as an in-between place before we decide totally 100% where to settle down. And not to mention like the blue water and the sand beaches, they're so gorgeous, and the fact that it's hot all year round pretty much is intriguing too, because here where, you know, we live by the bay, it's a beautiful ocean, but we can't swim in it. It's freaking freezing. I'm always impressed, like even in the hottest summers, I'm impressed when people swim in the bay. I can't do it. I go to lakes and swim there. The only concern I have about Florida is that the jobs that me and Nick would probably take are jobs that don't normally pay that well, and definitely not in Florida either. So we'll see if that's a place that we would consider moving to. We might go there first to visit before we make up our minds. We want to go there either way because Nick has never been to Disney World or Universal Studios, at least not the one in Florida, and it's a blast, so I can't wait to take him there. Our third option is probably going to surprise a lot of people. North Carolina. Me and Nick have always thought that that's like a hillbilly place, and I think most people have that idea of North Carolina. I always did. I thought it was like the southern side kind of a state where, I don't know, there's just nothing going on. But then recently I've seen a lot of people moving there, and they show all these pictures. They're really, really nice, like really pretty. And apparently it's kind of like a mix between Sweden and America there, which I like. So that's definitely an option. It's a little too far away for us right now because it's literally on the other side of California. That's a long way to move. And so even though it would be cool to live on the east, you know, coast and that area and be closer to New York and Chicago and all those places that we also want to visit, I think it's a little bit too far right now. But it's definitely an option, and I recommend that, you know, you guys look into it if you want to find a more affordable place to live that's also very beautiful. I know that Minnesota is also more of a mix between Sweden and America. It's actually much more like Sweden than anything, I think. There are a lot of Swedish immigrants who came there like 100 years ago, so there are a lot of their ancestors. And I think that the nature and the, you know, weather really would remind me of Sweden a lot, but Nick refuses to move there, so that's not an option. Another place that I never in a million years thought that I would even consider is Arizona, because I've heard that it's so hot there and you can't live there and you can't go outside because it's too hot. But apparently the northern parts of Arizona aren't that bad. I talked to my friend Heather a few days ago, and she really recommended like Flagstaff and all those areas. So I actually looked it up, and it's beautiful. It looks just like Tahoe with, you know, some red rocks. And so I'm definitely interested in that. I think it's a little bit more expensive than, you know, Texas and Florida, but it's definitely an option because everything, let's put it this way, anything that's cheaper than California is an option. And that is the only real big concern too about Texas and Florida. It's the heat. Me and Nick don't do well in heat, but I think also the fact that like I think I'm more open to that now because I've gotten so much more used to the heat by living in California. I know it's a different kind of heat. It's more humid there, but it takes about 2 to 3 years to get used to a new place and feel at home. And I feel like now I've really gotten used to California and I don't feel as homesick anymore during the winters. I used to miss the snow a lot during winter time. I still do, but this past Christmas, it didn't feel that bad, like, to not have snow. I was more like, in January and February and March, I was more relieved than anything when I kept seeing pictures in Sweden of all this snow everywhere and having to, you know, just a reminder of having to get dressed in all those thick clothes and the thick boots, and you drag all that wet stuff inside. And it was nice to just have like a rainy season in California and a bunch of sunny days. Like, I was fine with that and a jacket, you know, and I've really gotten used to that. So I think that the heat, you could probably get used to that too. And there's always something called, you know, an AC. I'm just really excited to see where we end up. But for now, I'm really going to try my hardest to stop planning so much. You know, we already have the places in mind that we want to visit. We're going to visit and see where we're going to go. But for now, I want to really enjoy living in California. That's why we have a lot of fun things planned this year with our friends, to make as many memories as possible, because we don't know how long we're going to stay here. We don't know how many more California summers we have left with our friends. But the nice part about, you know, there's always an upside to the negative things that happen, and the fact that it is so expensive in California right now makes it so that a lot of people do have to move. A lot of friends of ours are moving or are planning on moving, and the nice thing about that is that actually we'll have friends all over America. You know, like, we already have some friends in Texas and Los Angeles who we always really look forward to when they come up to visit us. And so whenever we go down to Los Angeles or we go to Texas, we can go visit them. And so that's the upside of it, you know. And when we move to a new place, we're going to find new friends there too, and it's just going to expand. I don't look at, you know, moving away from a place as losing friends. I look at it like, okay, I'm going to make even more friends at the new place where I live. And of course, I'm going to miss the friends that I have here like crazy, and I'm trying not to think about that part. But it's just all about staying in touch, and if you really care about someone that much, then, you know, you're gonna make it work. I know that because I've moved so much and I've traveled so much, and I still have so many friends from all around the world who, you know, some of them I haven't even seen in 10 years, and I still stay in touch with them. And so I know that it's possible as long as you put in the work and the effort. And thank God for social media, because that really helps. It would suck if we still had the system where you send someone a letter and it takes them like 3 months to get it. So this summer I'm going to show you guys a lot more of where we live and show off beautiful California, because I love living here so much. I can't wait to take you guys to go camping with us, and we're going to go to Sweden soon. It's just a month and a half left, which is crazy. And Nick is going to take you guys to Texas, and then we'll see if we have any more places to go this year. That's going to be interesting. If we can afford it, we're going to go. So thank you so much for watching and listening to me rambling. I'm going to go wash out this oil out of my hair now. Bye.
Heads on a pillow, feet are dangling, the air so thin. My body is shaking, swaying in the wind. Push me in. I'm on the edge, I'm ready to begin. Breathing deep and slow. jump, 'cause you are all I really want. There's something just too beautiful about falling.